So, we have now Suko. Let's go to Suso. Suso no Frieren, or better known as Frieren Beyond the Journey's End. This this is one of those animes that started from the last year, but I completed in this year. And from what I can say, if I can be very short on this, is that this definitely deserved to be on a higher tier. It getting 9 here probably is something I would question about, but I do believe that this is definitely an anime that people are right to talk good about. I didn't know much about the anime until my friend recommended this to me, and as I watched through it, I said, you know, this anime is quite good with how it's supposed to represent with the character and what its meaning is going up to. To summarize it very shortly, this is about Frieren, who we start as seeing just ending from a big, being a long quest for probably spawn over a year or more from defeating the Demon King with her party. And after meeting with the party, especially for Himmel, who is I think it's the lead, sort of the lead of the party as well. Sort of, she goes out to an adventure until meeting up with Himmel after so many years. I think it's maybe like 50 or like 30 years afterwards. I probably have to check out that thing later, but she returns to him when she's an old man. And from there, we see how Frieren then continues the journey on until she meets the other party member, which was the Heiter, the priest, where she decides to take care of him and the child that he has adopted, which she then becomes sort of her student, as that student becomes very interested in magic. And that little girl, his name is Fern, which then later on, after the sad passing of Heiter, go on a journey to do some usual workshop as working, helping people out and doing some stuff until they reach out to some early episodes, decide to have a new destination, which is to the northern part of the world, where they are going to I believe the northern part, which is in heaven, not in some place, probably translated to heaven. Let me check. I have my Frieren here, so I have to. Yeah, Aroel, which is in episode 4. And from there, yeah, yes. And from there, they are even later on meeting up with another party member, which is called Stark, which they all decide to go up to a big adventure to Arel, and then faces off against different foes, and even doing some tournament arc stuff. I think it's the Mage Examine arc. Yeah. And of course, so that's just a very simple thing that's happened and what sort of attitude will happen. And as you can hear, this is a character drama fantasy which has some big of an adventure part. And as we can see here, we have many new familiar faces here. We have Kana Itsune, Hatsune Tanizaki, Shikai Kobayashi, not the Kobayashi one from Dragon. And then, of course, we even have Atsuko Tanaka, who sadly had to pass away, which means that this was one of her final roles. Yes, this was sadly one of her final roles, which is always sad to see that. Wait, oh yeah, she was. Yes, it was on my birthday, by the way. Oh, that was so depressing to hear that. But back to the topic at hand. With all this voice actor here, I'm so surprised that people are even like considering, like, thinking this is actually bad voice acting at some parts. Because people sometimes complain about. I think the mostly one of the complaints that I'm talking about is one about the demons, which I think which we would talk about specifically, that there's no story or filler episode, which is hard because many of these episodes contains a very important characteristic in establishing lore and even some destination and goals, which is I even had to take notes on because people are saying it too many times, and that many of the voice acting is not as good, which is kind of odd because I do hear these voices and I do hear the sincerity of the voices and how they are doing their reaction, especially for the character they are trying to portray here. Which is also kind of funny when the people are complaining about it, is that they always say that Stark is their favorite character, which is probably one of the character who actually has a few decibel higher up because he sometimes screams his lines, which isn't a bad critique of Stark character per se. It is his character to scream because he's that kind of guy, which is kind of fitting for the role. Yeah. The Frieren debates make me laugh. It's like one of those people wanting something deeper, more meaningful. Yeah, it's kind of hard for because Frieren, surprisingly, like there's so many praises for this series, and I believe that it deserves most of its praises. Like the animation for fight scene are very good. I do like the choreographer there, especially for the one of the later episodes. I believe I even had one of the screenshots, but I really, really liked on the computer. I do like the story and the involvement of all the characters, how they are developing as the time goes on, and Frieren learn from Frieren, and Frieren and Stark are communicating with each other, which and seeing how carefully Frieren is approaching Stark, especially consider she hardly had a male, like she never had actually some sort of a brother or someone as the same age as her going around or being around at the same time. So how she reacts to Stark is very, it has a point of why she sometimes want to go distant and or sometimes is disgusted. And especially, and I do like, and I do believe that sometimes some people do miss about or saying that Frieren doesn't emote as well, which is weird when she did it in the one of the first episode, like in the mid episode, because Frieren is kind of the person who has gone from being attacked from demons and then gone to almost isolation with one her master until complete isolation until she met with the party, especially Himmel, and then from there started to more socialize. Because it's yeah, because it's very like Frieren is probably a good character. I do like Frieren a lot. She is sort of representative person who has some sort of side effect from one Himmel's advice or like some sort of a knowledge that she learned from Himmel to actually care more about humans and starting to do some smaller tasks that really meant more in the grand scheme of things. Because she's very tied to this theme to almost like the meaning to the entire series that we can do all the small stuff that isn't the biggest taking down the Demon King, but it will have some effect in the later in life. Which is sort of like realized a little much later on why Himmler was sort of the most important person in her life. And Himmel for himself is a very fun character, which I do like his approach and admiration for Frieren, but he never like really like had any sort of like so that's high romantic relationship that he doesn't want to jump on her in the bed like Lupin to Fujiko really, which is sort of like it's sort of sort of melancholic when it comes to Himmel when you're talking about him is that you can definitely see that he really cares about Frieren, that he like the first sight to seeing him as a child, he basically really cared about and fell in love with her. But he understood that Frieren would also be an elf and Frieren never really showed as much emotion to any of the other stuff besides her own because she didn't grasp the concept of what Himmel was going for. And he seemed to be very happy for how even regardless of if Frieren wanted to, do anything else, but because he seems to be very having this very melancholic feeling about him. Because he knew that Frieren could be the perfect, but she didn't really push that far, from what I remember what he was doing. Because of course, perhaps the manga probably explored more on that aspect, but it did feel that he was the sort of character who didn't want to. He had probably had some stand or loved her to that point, but didn't really wanted to jump in the bed with her. The discussion on what life is like. Someone lives that long. Yeah, that's definitely like one of those things that when you live forever, and Frieren definitely go through the points and do some meaningful discussion on that. Especially when you see the flashbacks when she has constantly when she goes to different village when she said, I visited this village once, where she goes to I think that when they actually build the statue of Himmel, and it says that everywhere he goes, like legend that people will even look up to it. Should we like, and then probably even should mention about Mage Examine arc. I do believe that there was some good cast of new introducing characters over there that we did like to we did like to see and to learn from, and how they reflected and were even talking about how the world was besides from the eyes of Frieren and the rest of the party. And I think Ubel was probably the most fan favorite one out of the cast, consider how people have been drawing her. Besides another specific character, which I'm going to go through, but hey yo Tap, oh hello there Abro, what's up? I'm probably gonna scroll a bit and go to looking at the images here, because yeah, should we, do we have that character specific that we're gonna talk about? Because there is a character here which oh, there they are. Okay, I'm gonna talk about a specific aspect at some character which I think is a legitimate criticism, which isn't about fearing killing demons. I think in this world, in this race, demons are bastards. They have shown at all moments to be killing humans, and they don't coexist with humans, elf, or dwarfs in this regard. So any people saying, oh, it's evil that we summarize demon like that. Like, no. We don't play with other rules. We play what we are seeing and what we are seeing in this anime alone. And this anime says that demons have done, even when the most kindest, like even the most best way they could have integrated in society, they've been screwing up by killing and eating people. Which is weird that people are defending and saying that, like, Jesus fucking Christ, that, oh yeah, Aura could have been a good guy, like, could be a good fella, could have been a good woman, could have understand happiness, when demon in this world they lack empathy. They don't know what empathy is. They say words, kind words, to just lure human beings. That's very easy. Also, hello there, those are Gnopsis ninjas. We are gonna go to actually one of the negative points of Frieren, which is gonna be about the demon, the little smart demon arc or something, when they come into the demon camp, when they come to the village, which is, let's see, where was that dumb ass demon's name here? Was it Lugner? Where are you? Oh yeah, by the way, Takehito, he's called Kraft. Always love when you have random Takehito Koyashi in your anime, but we should go back to the goddamn stupid ass demon with the freaking horns. Where is he? Where is Lugner? I want to see that. Did you call yourself Lugner? There he is. Stupid ass dumb ass Lugner. I think people are forgetting that demons are like parasite race of sort. Yes, they are exactly like that, Switch. They are like the parasite. They are like, and people saying, hey, like, that's the story, that's the rule we are playing with, and that's okay, because demons are stupid. They are pure evil. And of course, if you're gonna ask me, like, if Frieren meet, I don't know, Amon from Toy's Devilman, I don't know, she will probably be good terms with him. because he would know empathy at least. And he would not eat humans as regularly. Because Frieren can't decide people from the character, and if he knew about Amon, they were probably friends. Maybe. But we are not talking about Amon in this case, not even talking about Buffalo Man from Kinnikuman. We are talking about demon in Frieren, especially Lugner, who are just evil bastards. Now, back to the criticism, especially about this demon Lugner, is that his ass should have known Frieren from the first time he saw her. And I don't know why he suddenly remembers that he's Frieren, because we know that demon can actually remember stuff. Because like I have no idea why Lugner suddenly didn't remember what Frieren is, despite his entire personality is based on people he didn't like, was Frieren as number one. She even is known for Frieren as Slayer for the demon kind. And she works with Aurora, which Aurora knows about Frieren as well, because she could see him. And they could even sense some part of the mana. Mana aura in that regard. So Lugner, if we should know about him as a character and as going through, what was it? Going through his character and motivation. If he saw Frieren coming back and trying to aim him, he should probably learn, but he should probably panic and contact Aura as ASAP, because if Frieren the Slayer comes to your entire party, in your entire plan to take over, and you're less than like 2 or 3 demons there, and he knows himself, he has been attacked in the anime by Frieren, he should have been panicking. He should not have approached this entire situation in that regard. It just sort of ruined the entire arc for that matter, because like you have to sacrifice one character for just to have this cool reveal, or like how the things plays out, and it doesn't feel entirely correct. But either way, this anime feels very meaningful. It does have a lot of things, and it's having a lot of things that also are going through future arcs, which I probably say that this is one of those anime I think both is actually deserving. As for now, A tier, okay. I believe it has definitely has potential to be better or worse, depending on what's going to happen in the future. But A tier is definitely a good place to be. Speaking of Kinnikuman, are you excited for? Yes, I am excited for Kinnikuman Season 2. I want to see what the cool fights are, because my latest Kinnikuman in the timeline what I'm in right now is in same pace as the anime. And that is a darn shame, because I did like the manga chapter when it was released, when those specific chapter was out. But I never had the time to read them through. I don't know why. I was in a Kinnikuman server as well, and I saw there were like bi-weekly updates. Like, maybe this is a good time to actually go to watch or read Kinnikuman again. Yeah, Lugner should have been known about Frieren, unless maybe there's something in the backstory we don't know. Where she is imposing to him. Like, the looks of Frieren alone should be to indicate Lugner, like fight or flight things. Especially how tied in with his character it is. Because it would have been accepted if he only have heard it from Aurora and he never met Frieren in person, but in the episode we are seeing that he knows about Frieren because she was the one who attacked him in the past.